Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Full Bore Silver. What a great day to be alive, free, in the great state of Texas. Beautiful weather, surging silver markets. This is the exact setup we wanted going into miners' earnings reports week. We have a strengthening silver market, rebounding off the bottoms as all these important miners report. Now, yesterday we had SSR Mining and Hecla both crushed earnings, top and bottom line. Hecla surging over 10%. I swung long-dated calls on Hecla, SSR, and Core. And I got paid this morning. Not so much on SSR. It's low volume. Hecla just barnstorming. What a Leviathan. They had sales in Q4 of last year at 69 and change. Now, the markets were nowhere near 69 in Q4, which could indicate one of two things. Number one, they're doing side door sales to hungry Chinese markets, and they're selling at a premium for that dory. Or it also means that a lot of these miners, what they mine today gets sold in tomorrow's market. So they're mining at a net present value of dollars today, but then they get to enjoy that appreciation of silver going 3 months into the future, which is just an incredible arbitrage situation for these larger scale miners. Now, this morning we had Devon Energy, which we've talked about. We're long oil services. Devon, incredible company. They just merged with Coterra. They moved their headquarters from Oklahoma City to Houston. Oklahoma's a mess. Oklahoma has been jacking corporate taxes on these energy companies, oil companies, petroleum companies, and now they're just taking off. It's sort of like the California situation where anybody with any money or standing is getting out of there. Zuckerberg moved to Miami. He helped create the problem, and now he's fleeing the problem to go to a red state, interestingly enough. The people behind these tax raises in Oklahoma, plot twist, they're Republicans, yes. And here's plot twist number two. Most of these Republicans that a lot of people vote for, they're actually socialists and Democrats. So Oklahoma's a mess. These companies are moving to Houston where they get favorable tax treatment and they're closer to the refinery base. So we just have such a great setup for petroleum services, oil, coal, natural gas. Coal usage right now, thermal coal is through the roof in Southeast Asia, China. China's building new coal plants every week or month. The usage, they're the workshop of the world. You are going to see outsized profits, revenues, earnings per share on a lot of these companies. Example, Devon and Glencore, just excellent earnings. Glencore also reported. Glencore, huge copper, coal, zinc. They're all over the world. Huge company. $9 billion in cash flow. They returned $2 billion to shareholders. Revenue in 2025 was $247 billion. Their EBITDA went down because energy prices were down last year, but mark my words, oil will hit $85 a barrel by 2026, the end of 2026. And that is going to be the death knell for the Epstein administration because that's the last feather in their cap is cheap gas prices. And you know what? Yesterday I went and filled up the truck. I went to Chevron, might as well patronize a company that I hold some stock in, and it was $2.80 a gallon. Now, I could take a pigskin and I could hit the refineries in Houston from where I'm at. Why is gas so expensive right now? But think about it. If it goes to 85, 100 bucks a barrel, Americans are going to revolt. Everything is already so ridiculously expensive. Putting gasoline in the car, I mean, it's going to be like everybody's living in California paying $8 a gallon. Glencore is number 4 or 5 in the world copper production, behind Freeport-McMoRan, BHP, Southern Copper. I hold positions in all of these. Copper is the next bull market. Don't take my word for it. Listen to Robert Friedland. Listen to Rick Rule. Robert Friedland, CEO of Ivanhoe, which I hold a large position in. A little sleeper there for you, not financial advice. Rick Rule called Robert Friedland. He said, "Nobody has presided over a better exploration track record than Robert Friedland." Now, Ivanhoe, copper, We need copper for the electrification of the industrialized world. All of the easy copper that has ever been available to humankind has already been mined. For the past 4,000 years, the amount of copper that needs to be mined in the next 20 years has been mined in the last 4,000 years. So we need a parabolic rise in the mining output of copper. So whoever holds those cards is going to win this round. I'm betting fairly sizably on the Glencores, the Freeport McMorans. I hold BHP, Southern Copper, Ivanhoe. Now, 218 Wednesday, reporting Alamos, AGI, Kencross, Core this afternoon, Equinox, Pan American Silver. I mean, these are the big boys. This is going to be super exciting. I swung long-dated calls. Now, I don't recommend doing this during earnings. I wanted to take a stake. I bought time to avoid that theta time decay on those long-dated leaps. I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing options for the everyday investor. Hold positions in these companies. It's almost like cheating to buy into some of these commodity companies. We are in a commodity bull cycle. We're in a commodity war. We're in a capital cyclical rotation. Money is moving into hard goods, assets, durable goods, precious metals. We've talked about this endlessly. Look at this. Stanley Druckenmiller, the legendary investor. What's he moving into? Alcoa, which is aluminum, and something we've been just beating the table on for ages, emerging markets, especially Brazil. EWZ is the ticker. Also, the iShares emerging market ETF, EEM, he took huge stakes in. That was interesting to see. I love when I mention things and then like a week later, I hear somebody prominent mentioned it. I heard Brett Weinstein talk last night, these Weinstein brothers. I don't think too much of them. He was talking about how this Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, the reason that this ranch was bought was because of the proximity to Los Alamos and Sandia Laboratories out there near Santa Fe. There's something weird science-wise, technology-wise, transhumanism-wise going on out there, or at least did. And now you've got this guy, Don Huffines, running for Texas Comptroller, head accountant, that bought the ranch, and he's talking about turning it into a kids Christian camp. Are you going to send your kids to Zorro Kids Ranch? This is wild. Now, this guy Huffines, he also holds major investment in a company called Secretome that uses neonatal cells from little baby hearts to genetically modify heart tissue for some health technology. Bizarre sounds going on in the back. This thing is just too weird. You have Andy Schectman came on. He was talking about the fake Bloomberg article a few days after we talked about it, which plummeted gold there for a day or so. Owen Schroyer was on yesterday talking about the movie Blink Twice, which I brought up last week, and how it could be some sort of predictive programming for what actually happened on the Epstein Island. Eric Trump has taken stake in an Israeli drone company. I don't see how this is so much different than Hunter Biden getting on the board of Burisma or being involved with Seneca Capital. I guess if you're an insider, you get these opportunities. We're going to be watching these earnings tonight. Tomorrow we have First Majestic, we have Newmont, we have El Dorado. Friday is Anglo Gold Ashanti. This is great. This is exactly the setup that we wanted. Silver strong, rebounding off these bottoms. We're nearly at 78 now, just green candle after green candle. And this really sets up an optimal environment for these miners to release their earnings reports and revenue reports. Here's the report from Hecla. Hecla delivers a transformational 2025 cash flow from operations, $563 million, record revenue, 17 million ounces of silver produced in Q4. Incredible. To sum up my thoughts on the miners, we're being given a generational opportunity on commodities in general. Petroleum, oil services, natural gas, coal, copper, all the base metals, all the precious metals. Ape of Gold Street says, what annoys the hell out of me is that people are given a second chance to get into miners. They shouldn't. They should have been forced to chase higher prices after completely missing that a bull market was forming. Instead, market makers and algos are dragging miners lower day after day simply because they're mechanically correlating them to the current silver price action. Any human with a brain knows that the silver drop won't last. Be strong hands. Nevertheless, congrats to those that will take advantage of this. So we're taking advantage of it on this side, not financial advice. Be careful when investing with equities. That's about it for today. Have a fantastic Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon. Full Bore Silver, like, subscribe, share. We'll talk to you soon. Out.